Hi guys, welcome to the live Auntie D TV. The internet was having some trouble connecting, but I never give up. It took me almost 10 to 15 minutes, but I'm happy I'm on. Happy that somebody may be able to come on tonight to share with me as I do some chores, some things. Well, while I do something, we can still talk together and have a light moment. What do you say? Wherever you are now, come and tune in to Auntie D TV, man. That's the place to be. That's the place to be right now. I know many persons are not yet gone to bed, but they could be retiring or relaxing. You can give a listening ear to Auntie D, man. She's always in your house. And I'm thankful and happy that you invited me in. And so I can come and we can have a little talk together and share some of our ideas, especially as it relates to our younger generation, younger people. So I'm going to give you a little time to rock and come in. Rock and come in. Today has been a wonderful day. It was very cool. A little not so much rain, but more cold and very windy. So we still have to be thankful that the Lord has kept us. See, I have company. Hi, good evening. Welcome to the live. I do hope you had a good day too. And we are happy that our lives have been spared. Many persons go out on different occasions and they never return home. So we must be thankful that we went out and we returned home just the same. And we have to remember those who were unsuccessful in reaching back their destinations. We have to offer a word of comfort because persons sometimes feel discouraged and disheartened. But we have to help. And that is why when I come on the live, in the evenings, especially like now, I know it gives me personally a satisfaction that I'm able to share and relate to persons who may not have had a good day, but who may as well have some good time and is also thankful. And I realize that since the time has changed, I tend to miss being with some of my regular persons. Welcome to the live. Happy that you're here. Come right in. So as you come on, touch the thumbs up button. So the algorithm, thank you for giving me the thumbs up. And guys, don't be mean, man. Touch the thumbs up button, man. Because I know a lot of you don't stay when you come in because they're trying to cover so many things. The Banana Club. Oh. Hi. Hi, how are you doing? Welcome to the live. How are you? How was your day? Did you have a great day today? Thank you for the hearts. Roland Lee. Hi, Roland. How are you? Oh, Banana Day said he had a good day. What makes your day good, Banana? Roland, how was your day? And then Roland Lee. How was your day, Roland? Did you have a good day? As you see the topic, we are going to be talking. Jesus. Okay, you had Jesus on your mind. That is good. So it would have made your day very excellent because you would have felt some satisfaction. Oh, fine, just got off work. Oh, you ought to be tired then, Roland. But whatever it is, be thankful because many persons don't have a job to get off to, So, I mean, okay. Gihun, Gihun, hello, how are you? And the other one say, hi, Gihun, how was your day? How are you? Where in the world are you? I'm trying to pronounce your name correctly. I don't want to say it wrong. The other one says, hi, May, Nem, Mustafa, Kale. Guys, I don't want to be butchering your names. So forgive me. Don't let me say it wrong. How was your day? How are you doing? Christian or Islam? Okay, that's why I'm not able to pronounce it properly. But I'm still happy that you are here. And I do hope that you had a great day today. Whatever you were doing would have helped you to feel a sense of satisfaction. So you come at the end of the day now to get a cool chilling off. Maybe you would have to get up early in the morning to either go to school or to work. So you need that energy to revive, energize the system. Yeah. They need that energy to energy. Come on, guys, touch the thumbs up button, man. I see few people here, well, and only 4 person touch the thumbs up. Come on, man. Abazom, how are you, Abazom? Welcome to the live. I seem to have persons. These names sound Eastern because I'm not able to say them properly, and I don't want to say them wrong. How are you? As you see where I'm sitting, I'm trying to get some things done. Right. I can't read those writings. Those writings, I don't know what language they're saying. It seems as if the Banana Club, you're like, and just let me make a note of it, Banana Club, because what I do when persons subscribe, guys, you must subscribe to the channel because you're welcome here every time. Banana Club, let me note it because I need to come and look at your channel. So I have to note it. You know, sometimes persons they subscribe, when they go and check, they don't see anything. And then the internet at times do cause some problem. And when you subscribe to my channel, I'm the type of person would go back, which is fair, and look at your channel and subscribe to you too. Because I need your help, you need my help. We need to help each other. But you have some persons, you subscribe to them and they never look back. And then when they get big, they don't remember that you had helped them to get big. So I don't want to have that sort of thinking that person subscribe and then we don't help them back. Because we all have a specific requirement to meet, which everybody has to. Yeah. So Banana Club, what is it? What do you do? What do you have a profession? What is it that you do? What is your specific? Do you have a specific career? Thanos, you're from Indo. Thanos say I'm a legend. Thanos, you have been here before. Oh, Banana Club. Okay, you go to school. So are you at an elementary school or you're at middle school or college? What is it? What is it that it is? I think I've seen Thanos before here. Thanos, where have you been? Oh, it's middle school. Thanos, do you have a channel, Thanos? I want to make a note, you know. But some people love to come and then they talk and then they don't have any. Thanos, 456. Banana Club, do you have a channel? Oh, Thanos say yes. Okay. You have a channel. So I can go and look. Oh, Banana Club says yes, too. Okay. Okay. I will go and check your channel, guys, and look at one of your videos. But you know, hi, what Slaku? How are you, Slaku? You say you're only 9. I always seem to get children here too, you know. Okay, Banana Club, you'll be right back. Okay, Pace and Nolan Gaming. Hello. So Pace, that means you have a gaming channel, right? Guys, when you subscribe, you know, I'll come and look at your channel. But people who don't subscribe, I won't come and look, you know, because some of you would say you subscribe and you don't subscribe at all. So when I see you subscribe, I come and look at your channel. Oh my, Staku said he has never gotten a shout out. But Staku, isn't this the first time you're coming to my channel? And wherever you have been, they have never given me a shout out? Oh my. Oh my, I'm really sorry about that. But I'm gonna give Staku a big, big, big shout out, Staku. I hope your day went well, Saku, and I hope to see you back. I think you'll take your mom's phone, you know. Hmm. And you would have a great time. I don't know what you're talking about, Thanos. Saku, Garth Advent to Jamaica. Greetings, host and chat. Okay, happy. Welcome to the building. Welcome to my live, Garth Adventure. Oh, I'm happy to have you. How are things back in Jamaica? What's going on there now? What's going on there? And guy home 456 Thanos. Ask me if I'm from America. Where are you from, guy home? Why you asking me that? I'm a Jamaican. Pace and Nolan. Okay. I remember the question. Okay. Um. Yeah, Garth, I subscribe to you. I hope you'd have seen that. But the big red truck from Manchester, Jamaica. Thank you, Slaku. You're complimenting me, Saku. Thank you, thank you. But Saku, it is so cold. It is so cold. Everybody, today is very surprising. Very cold. Hi, Sonia. Hi, Sonia. Welcome. Good evening. Happy for you to have you in my life. I was just thinking of saying, boy, and I cannot go to my bed without even popping to say hi to some people. And I did not get a chance to do it this morning. I was so tired on. Thank you very much, Garth. You subscribe and I subscribe just the same. I'm happy that you're able to make it. I'm a Jamaican too. What have you done with that big bread truck? Do you drive that big truck? Do you drive that big truck that I see you with? Boy, that truck looks so huge. You sure you can manage that truck? Oh, thank you, Saku. Saku, are you in India? Where are you? Banana Club said it's back. Guillaume. Guys, listen, thumbs up the light. Let me see things going up. Oh, people are just keeping their fingers silent. Oh, Saku, your mom passed away. I'm so sad. I'm so sad. I'm sorry to hear. But you know, in the midst of life, once you are born, you have to go. Nobody, right? Nobody is on the earth from creation and is alive until today. And even until when the earth closes, whenever it closes, nobody will be from creation until the earth closes, right? And we read where it is said that we are like the grass, which groweth up today and wither tomorrow. So once a man is born, he has to die. Right? I'm sorry you lost your mom. And now you see you come on the live and you drop right into Auntie D's hands. And see, that is why I like when I do my live, especially in the late evenings, because it helps to build some amount of confidence and give a little peace of mind. Okay, Pace and Nolan Gaming. Your grandma passed too. Are you and Bananas related? Share the same family? Banana Club said he lost his mom. And now Pace and Nolan Gaming say they lost their grandma. I guess you were both close to your grandma and your mom. Yeah, I know grandparents. Most of us are. I don't have any. Oh, because you posted those big trucks. And I said, how will this man manage this big truck? Because I know those huge trucks are really technical, to drive. When you have to take the corner, you have to take it so wide. And sometimes some things, do happen. When I was driving back in Jamaica and I see those huge trucks, believe me, I feel so fearful to pass them. And what they would normally do to frighten me, I tell them to like up the light. It look like I will like, Garth, you have to help me with this too. I don't know why their fingers so tight. They don't want to touch the live at all. You know, when I used to back home and drive, and I see these huge trucks come, I say, Lord Jesus. And I try to go in the banking. I'm from Jamaica. I'm from a parish named Hanover. Right? And I would go in the bank because those big trucks would take over the road. And then when they come up close to me, they blow the horn loud, even if you're not afraid. And then they look down on me because the truck is high up and I'm in a car. Then they look down on me and laugh. Like they see that. So, but I don't play with trucks because too many times they do cause serious things on the road. So I've never overtaken any of those trucks from I've been driving now. Never. And I'm not prepared to. I prefer for them to go and I stay behind. And most times, when you stay behind and let them go, they know and then suddenly they just go on. And you have the road for yourself. But sometimes when you try to pass them, they hold the road. And if anything is in the path that you're trying to pass them on, it's sad. You end up on the bottom. You can imagine. So I'm happy that you say you operate that not the truck. Yeah, man, Auntie D is here and she's trying to do a little thing with the live, but the people in tonight look like their fingers are cold. They're not touching up the live. I should see the persons that have passed through. The live should be showing more. But tonight, let me go. Let me say the little what I want to say now. Is I want to look at learning a skill, choosing a skill, not just any skill, right? But choosing a skill. And we know what a skill means. You can either do it two ways. You can either go to the formal training, like going into an institution, or you go and learn it as an apprentice by going along with somebody who has the knowledge, right? Many times I realize those that are, what should I say, they're not financially able to go into an institution. Maybe they don't have the required amount of subjects and finances to carry them through. So what they do, they go now and work alongside somebody who has a skill. And while they're working with the person who give them a little stipend, a little pay packet, they are learning it because remember, they don't have the skill and they don't have any paper. But at the end of the day, when they do work alongside someone like an apprentice, I'm talking to you and phoning them close and I forget that I have these things here. They learn the skill and then they are able now to go on their own after some time. When they learn it properly and can manage to be by themselves, they are able to go on their own and achieve, right? Get a job and then get other persons to work alongside them, right? But some people can find it financially, so their parents are able to send them from high school into an institution, right? And some persons are only able to go to a community college, which is a little lower than the real college. And I think the community college is so good because right in that institution you can learn so much skills, so much. But it depends on what the person wants to learn, because there's no point in going to learn a skill if you have no interest in the skill. You're not going to stay in it. You're not going to stay, right? So it makes sense if you're going to learn a skill, you stick to something that you like, right? Let it be something that you like, because if it's not something you like, you're not going to be in it. It doesn't make any sense. You'll be wasting your time. And you choose skills that are more marketable, right? Choose skills that are more marketable means that you don't want to choose. And yet, if you're going to be living in a particular area too, you must be rounded. Look at what is offered in the area that you live. And then you tell yourself that if you see that you may like to do electrician, as a matter of fact, whatever the skill area is going to be, you cannot just stay in the area that you are from and expect to get all the jobs all the time. You will have to go out. And because of that too, as a result of you having to leave the community where you live, migration will set in because you could not get any job in the area after you learn the skill from someone who you have been learning it from, or even if you had gone to an institution and learned the skill, you come back into the community where you're from, you cannot get any job. What are you going to do? Some persons can stay depending on what type of skill, but there comes a time when you will have to leave where you're from and go to and maybe go and get the job. Maybe you don't move actually migrate in terms of moving your old soul, but you may go someplace else. You may go some miles away to work and return, right? Because not because you have a skill means that all the jobs, whatever job you're going to work, that particular skill will be needed from day one. You become independent to work by yourself until the day you're able to stop working. You will always have to go out into other communities, into other areas, and you have to advertise yourself. So if you're an electrician, a plumber, you fix heaters, washing machine, all those things, you know you have to have your business cards, you have to be properly advertised. Because gone are the days when a person would have some tool in their bags and walking up and down asking person if they have washing machine to fix, if they have an iron to fix. People don't do that anymore because what? Some of them who come to fix your things, they don't really know anything. They don't, when they're gone, the thing mash up, they damage the equipment, or they rob you or do things that is unbecoming. So you're going to get somebody to come and work on your machine, your washing machine. The person will have to probably show you something that he has the knowledge, some form of identification, or if it's a company, it's whatever it may be, you need to see something, right? And like I said, sometimes persons go and learn the skill. Sorry, learn the skill from others, and then sometimes they do even a better job than those who went into a formal institution because they are more those who learn it from others. They are more the type that is a on the job training. They are more on the job. They don't really sit around a desk and get any form of lecture. They are on the job. So if the person is a construction worker who does carpentry or masonry, then you're going to be always on the job. And to me, those persons, they grasp it quicker than the one who is in the formal institution. But it's still important because the one at the formal institution, when he's finished, he or she, because you have females doing it too, they can go and set up an office right away. They have their license, so they know what to do. People tend to trust them. So they now would end up employing some of those same persons who would have learned the skills from others, like an apprentice, right? They would have used those persons because they would have had the experience now, right? So when a person is going to learn a skill, it is important. And parents on a whole should watch their children grow and help them to identify a skill because many times we put them to go into areas where when they're not able to get a job, they just cannot function. But when you have a skill, you're always on the move almost every day. You are needed. You are needed, right? So people must not just sit back and think that only to sit around a desk with a computer is everything. It is important, right? It is important, but it is not everything. It's not everything. Some people look down on others when they go and learn this skill. But believe you me, I don't look down on anybody because at the end of the day, sometimes they earn more money than the one who went to the institution. I'm telling you. Sometimes you wonder what is happening. You wonder what is happening. These people become so knowledgeable, working, learning the skills of being employed. Because and those persons who learn the skills alongside other persons who have the who have the training, when they have their children, what I do notice, when they have their children, they don't necessarily want their children to come and take their line of trade. They want them to go and take some job in sitting on a desk in some institution. hmm It's like, although they regard the skill they have, very few, very few. It's like a farmer. A farmer hardly wants his children to come and do farming, not knowing that there are so many different ways. The person doesn't have to come and just get the place to plant up, but they can go and learn it somewhere that they can even branch off into another area. Because farming is a very wide topic. It is so wide. It can be fishery, you name it. Right? So, when I look at it, I've been saying to myself this afternoon that it is so important for persons to have a skill. So important. And I remember the days when persons after finish, they were say 17, 16, 17, finish going to secondary or high school, and they are not able to go to college. Their parents would send most of them to a mechanic shop, which would be a large garage where they fix vehicles. I remember one distinctly right now, it cannot come out of my brain. It was a very big garage. And if the guys in the area, after some of them didn't even finish school because some of them were very slow, very slow. So their parents, realizing that, they would send them early. And then now people would look at them as the dunce ones, the slow ones. They would send to go and learn mechanic or learn to do shoemaking or learn farming, that sort of thing, or dressmaking. And when you look at all those skill areas that they would have gone voluntarily, sometimes they don't get any pay because they are not trained, they are learning it. And what would people do now? They don't want to learn it. I've seen more than one mechanic shop that fix vehicles. They can't get anybody. Nobody wants to grease up their hands. I remember the days when people, when they're there working, those mechanics, you can't make them out different from the grease. They're all who will grease from head to toe. And I was wondering, how they find time? Where they go to clean up themselves? When they go to work, their clothes is clean. But they cannot come there in any dirty clothes. So, people were willing to have a skill. Very willing. And farming is so wide. It's so wide. And now nobody is really into farming. Just a few elderly persons. Maybe you have some younger ones will go into um into fishing, go out to sea and catch fish, right? Not necessarily wanting to do the actual farming on the land to plant fruits and vegetables. But you have some will sit aside, not wanting to learn any skill, but will go and reap the best. Some will go into animal husbandry, raising animals, whether it be goat, sheep, pig, you name it, cow. And you always have breeder larceny. So sometimes people get discouraged. Some people plant large acreage of sugar cane. I remember sometimes when I was younger, you pass in some places on the road for miles and miles and miles, just sugar cane on both sides of the road. Because in the early days, sugar was king, right? Most of the Caribbean countries, that's what was the main source of income for persons. But no, you don't have anybody that much in it now, right? So if persons take it serious and try to choose the skill that they know they like, one that they can manage, it would make the place a better place. It would be a better place, because if I'm able to do dressmaking, I can not only just sew for those in my community, I can also sew for stores. And people must not just sew, they have to have styles. You have hairdressers, cosmetologists. One would have to think twice when they are going to their business place, because the prices and they are not very plenty, right? You have to go. I know persons who just go to the parlors and assist in doing little things until they give them little more to do, until they feel they can master in it. Then if they are able to, then they will go to the school and learn it, or they just stay there and learn it until they are able to, manage by themselves. But not many persons do that. You have some people, guys, they don't want to learn anything. No matter what you tell them in the world, what you think they'll be able to master, to manage. They don't want to learn anything. All they find some persons want to do is just to, I would say, waste time. I don't even want to say what, but just waste time. And they know there comes a time when they waste the time and they need something to show. And you who know has been working so hard. You study hard, you work hard, you save hard, you try to achieve a home, have a family, and try to set a little more comfortable life. They are the ones, who come around and surprise you. You know what I mean? Surprise you. So I don't know what is going to happen. I think the younger people need to be involved more into gaining a skill, because not everybody is going into an institution. Not everybody. I don't think some people have that interest, but majority of them just want a easy way where they can get money to spend. Not many wants to work very hard or to sweat. Can the Bible say, by the sweat of your brow you shall eat bread. So if you work hard, which means you're going to perspire, your brain is going to be active thinking, then you will achieve your goal. But if you don't want to do anything, nothing is suitable, you don't want to do mechanic because your hands going to get grease, you don't want to even say plant some vegetables, or lease a piece of land and plant your vegetables, or go and set up something where you want to raise pig or goat or cows, you name it. Try something, master it. Some people will go and want to plant a lot of what do you say, yam and banana and all of those things, and carrot and all the type of vegetables, but no one person can manage it. And if you're going to take somebody who doesn't understand, doesn't like to do any form of weeding, because what if I want to do some farming and plant a lot of sweet peppers and tomatoes and carrots? I alone cannot do all the work. I alone cannot weed, maybe I can spray it, yes. Maybe I can reap it too. But there are times when you have to weed and mulch. Yeah, you need help. You need help. And then you're going to pay somebody who doesn't have the necessary understanding. So all the person going to come and do is to abuse the plants then. So the crops are going to be lessened, because the person doesn't understand not to bounce the plants them too hard, they will fall off the tree, or the blossom will fall off. They, they don't understand what they're doing. So it ends up now, you being the loser. You're going to be, you say, oh, I invested in so many $1,000 to do this little project. And now if you don't stand strong, you're going to lose, because you have to focus on persons who have the knowledge, who is able to manage. So if you have to go down to the town or to get some additional supplies, you must be able to leave somebody who can carry on until you return. Some people raise chickens, right? And they prepare them for the stores. Some raise them to prepare eggs, get eggs for the stores, right? So you have to know what you're doing, because what you need to pay attention closer to those birds, because what you can lose them. You have to know when they need to get enough water, they need enough air at a certain time, they need light, and how much feeding they should eat. You have to, they don't just eat, and then they collapse. You have to know so much about them and how you go about getting them prepared for the store, right? So, and keeping the coops clean. There are so many little things. So, one person alone is not possible. So, you find that the person who has a little more capital, a little more cash, will want to take another one or two persons with him to help. Even to pick up the eggs, you alone cannot walk and pick up the eggs because your back is going to pain you. Because it's not just a one time thing, it's a continuous thing over a specific period of time. You may be doing it for maybe 6 months, a year, 2 years. You're going to be burnt out. Guys, tell me your opinion. I don't want to be the only one talking. Right? So I believe persons should try to learn a skill. Learn a skill. That's the best way. You're not able to go into an institution, avail yourself to work alongside someone as an apprentice. Avail yourself. Because that's the only way some of us will ever achieve anything. And so even some people who cook, you can go and study so you can make several other types of dishes and make make them more presentable, right? A variety of dishes from different cultures. So you don't know the skill, you don't have the money to go anywhere to learn it. What are you going to do? Sit with your hands at your jaw? No. You're going to go alongside, maybe go to a restaurant that prepare ask, find out if they need somebody to do some trainee work, so you can learn it while they're there. Many persons even some of those persons who own restaurants now and are very big in society, they started out as a trainee. They started as a trainee until they get their little pocket money, and some of them will open their little business and employ. Sometimes they have their own family come in there and assist them, or they save the money and go and get themselves qualified. Go and learn it some more. I've seen persons does that and it makes me feel so proud. But you have to first have that determination where you can move up. And nobody should stay stuck in any situation. Learn to move up in society. Move up where you can learn something so that when you're older or when you becomes an older person, you're able to reflect and say, okay, I learned this skill when I was 15 or 20 and I worked 50 years and now I'm 70 or 60, 80. I cannot go anymore. Let the young people them go. I will guide them. People are like that. We have people like that in society. It's just for us to find them. But you see, on the other hand, if person are not interested, which you must have the interest before you start. You have to have an interest. You don't have no interest, you're not going to go anywhere in it. By the time you start the second or third day, you're gone. You said, so you cannot bother. Right? What about, and there were time too, the guys would always try to learn to do tailoring. And you'd have a group of them working in one establishment. But people know what I can speak specifically about back home to here. To here, I think persons more just go into the store. So they would sew the things in bulk and then send it to the store. And they have some stores, they buy large amounts from persons who make them, different sizes and colors and everything, and they now sells it to the stores. Right? So they utilizing the skills. So you not think you're going to go and see a little tailor man in his shop taking his own little time sewing. No, you won't. That is past. Those days are over. Maybe he's going to be so busy because he has a contract to sew so many at certain size and colors to be delivered. So the same person would go into a store to buy the things. Right? You go into a store and see the same product with the label and you buy them Because you know, when you go to the store and buy, it costs a little more to, you know, because they're coming from a little way across. So people, we have to take things more serious and try to see if we can, while we go along, to learn and master the skill. We have to master it, you know, we learn it today. So we don't just learn it and stop. We try to master it, build on it. And each day you do better and better. So you'd make a mistake. You'll make mistakes. Everybody make mistakes. But try to improve as you go along, so that you won't continue every time as somebody says, oh, I don't want him to fix my pipe, because when he's gone, the house is flooded, and everybody have the same thing to say about you. So you have to be a master. You make mistakes, but in the final analysis, you must master it. Master the trade. When you master the trade, then you see how persons are going to be always recommending you. You know, Mr. Green, he's a very good electrician. He's a very good plumber. He fixes my AC and it never give any trouble again. Those are the persons people want to work for them. They don't want people who, when they fix their things, so the person driving out, the thing is not working. They will become frustrated and they're not going to recommend you to anybody. They will simply say, boy, I was using somebody who doesn't seem to know a thing. And it's there. So you're not going to get any job. So when you learn this skill, guys, we have to encourage the persons to not just to run up and down from one skill to the other to the other. Master. There's a thing that's saying jack of all trade and master of none. So try and learn one skill and become a master of it. Make your name. Make this skill be so good that you will always be remembered and recommended. If you're not going to be remembered and recommended, it doesn't make any sense. You better start it. If you're going to go with some trickery or generalship, don't bother with it. Right? Don't bother with it. Because it's important for persons to sell themselves and sell themselves well. Sell yourselves and sell yourselves well. If you can't do that, your purpose is not going to be realized. Will not be realized. You are going to be defeated. Right? So people have to think what they're doing. Right? Think what they're doing, where they're going. If they're going to waste their years, and when they get very weak and old, they have nobody to blame but themselves, because they should have had a plan in their earlier years. And that's why you see some people kept saying, if I was going to be born again, the things that I would do, because they realized they made a mess of themselves. They mess up themselves. So they are confused now because they are not going to born again. That chance is over. That chance is over. You know, we get one chance, so we have to do it well. Like the memory Gem had said, when a task is once begun, never leave it till it's done. Be the labors, great or small, do it well or not at all. That's something I learned to live with. And I prove it. I prove it. Some of us like to get 4, 5, 6 jobs and we don't finish them properly, and we hurry do some little things on it and run gone because we want to collect the money quick. And at the end of the day, the job was poorly done. Because you think you did your best, maybe it was your best, but you did not master the training, you did not master the trade, you did not master the skill. So you just go around and doing and collecting people's money and not doing it properly. After a while, nobody will ever call you. You're going to be stagnant, not having a career, not having a skill to do anything, but then become miserable. So that's why I was saying that to myself, that people need to take things seriously. Cost of living increases every day. Everybody wants money to spend. Everybody wants food in their houses. But you don't want to be home and you have a family and the cupboards are empty. So everybody is hungry, everybody yawning, yawning, they're hungry. And nobody, they are not able to provide for your family because you don't do a proper job or you don't have a skill. Maybe you're just accustomed to doing the pen and the paperwork, but you're not able to get a job because you don't have a skill. And as I tell you guys, skills job are always in demand. Always. But a skill lives with you until your hands or your body is weak and cannot carry through. The skill don't come today and gone tomorrow. So that's what I was trying to share. How much, even when a person is out of a job, they can, it's not too late. They can go and maybe not want, they may not have enough money to go to an institution to learn a skill because they know it takes money to care. Maybe they could go and work alongside somebody for a little stipend because they will have some expenses. They have to find lunch and certain little things and become a trainee and learn a trade, or we say learn a skill. When you have that, then you're on the ball, you're ready to roll. The ball is in your court. You do as you know you should do. Right? So we have to realize that persons are always out of jobs, and there are persons who are always looking around for jobs, but sometimes we don't even know where to look to find the jobs. We don't know where to look, as because we don't have the training for the job that are in demand around us. You understand? So persons have to think carefully, and sometimes when you're working, too, we have to give ourselves a little space, But sometimes we are working, working, working. We are trying to make ends meet, and maybe some person able to do 2, 3 jobs. But guys, have you ever think of going maybe to a community college or some place where they teach skill jobs? If it's in for a couple weeks or a couple months, or if you identify somebody in your area where you live, and you can converse with the person and have the person, accommodating you, going around with him certain times to get an understanding. Now, mark you, the person may not want you to come and learn. You have some people who don't want anybody learning with them, because they feel that they're going to come and take away their customers and push them out of the job. So you have all that problem to meet up and with some people. But you genuinely know that you're out of a job, or your job will become redundant, and you talk to relevant persons and you take your time. If it is plumbing, you have to go learn the skill, how to do it and do it properly, or whatever the area. And the ladies then find something that they can go and do too. Because it don't make any sense. A person is out of a job and they are going to sit down their hands under a job day in, night in, and day in, night out. It's not going to help more than the person is going to become worn out mentally. And then everything gone, sanity gone. So it makes sense you try. And sometimes some of us, we are too busy in our homes. We don't give ourselves a little space to learn the skill. Maybe whatever some people can bake, some can cook, but whatever it is, something that can generate an income where you can manage. And some people are great cooks, but they're not great bakers. I've heard persons say that. They will cook nice things. And some people can bake, but they cannot cook nice meals. Right? But when they do their bakings, you're shocked. So, you have to learn something. That's why I kept saying that we all have to learn a skill. I'm not excluding myself, and put this skill into practice. Food is one of the better known areas too, because people need food. But on the other hand, if persons are in a community not working, how are they going to keep up in purchasing food? So you have to, if you're going to focus on a particular community, you have to look at what they would they would consume, what the consuming power, things that they would want. So you can, and here it is different because you have just one big store, you have big large stores. You don't have the small one like it's back home. They are small, small. They are very large. So you go and push some big trolleys and you try to take the things that you can afford. Because if one push the big trolley and take up things that you cannot afford, you're going to put yourself into trouble. Right? I have some people again, they don't know how to cut and carve. That's what the system. You cut and carve means that you try to save. Try to save. Not just to save it to put in the bank and say, oh, I have some money, and you're not turning it over. But some people waste money. They waste. They don't know when to stop. And they have grocery in the house, and they feel because the Joneses are shopping every month end and make the trolley so high, they think that they should also go to and make their trolley this high. They don't know what the Joneses are doing with their groceries, But they are watching the Joneses. And they are there now confused because maybe the Jones taking supplies home to take to some other relatives or for a purpose. You don't know and you want to have yours pack up. So after a while, your cupboard full, everything full. You don't know where to put the things, then they end up in the garbage, which you didn't have to in the first place. You probably could use that money to upgrade yourself. Go and do a couple weeks or a couple months short course. Some courses are offered online. Or go and work alongside somebody with a skill because you see, you're working around in an era where it's paper and pen or computer and all of that. You need a skill, hands-on job that you can be facilitated in to earn a living. You can run from one type of job to the same type of job. What you need to have a skill job. And skill jobs are more expensive. They're more expensive, guys. So I'm just thinking because I know quite a lot of persons are out of jobs and will be out of jobs and they don't know where to turn. But you have to start thinking, what am I going to do? What am I going to learn? How am I going to, you have to, when you learn this skill, then you can think of the marketing strategy. But first, you have to learn this skill. Doesn't make any sense. You're going to look at the marketing strategy and you don't have the skill to fit in. You're going to become discouraged. So you get this skill and make sure it's a skill that you like. You like the skill. You do your best in the skill area and master it. You have some persons, I always look at persons who are really in the skill area, guys. From when I was going to school, I can recall they have all different animals at their homes, right? And they raise pig and goat. They have the pig sty, so many pigs, so many goats, so many cows and rabbits and birds. And mentally, they were not able to take the book in terms of, say, going into another institution, tertiary level, but they were so with animals and nature. So, and they, I don't know, but these people, they end up sometimes, guys, some of them get some wives who are highly qualified, or some husbands who are, good qualifications. But you find that, especially the ladies, them, they don't really want to go marry to nobody who have that sort of skill area. I'm not trying to put on anybody, but I've seen it. After a while, they feel that they're they're not on the same level, so the lady gone. They may stay for a while, but after a while, they cannot communicate effectively. So one gone east and one gone west. But I realize persons, when they're not so academically inclined, sometimes I look at somebody, they have moved, they have come a long way. They expand their business. They are into poultry rearing. Their thing is so large. They employ people. They have goats. They have cows. They alone, they cannot manage it. They raise rabbits I don't want it. I know quite a few persons, and to me, they have used that sort of skill. They were not able to come to school every day because their parents see them as not able to learn because they were not brilliant. They were slow learners. So they put them in an era. I'm not laughing, but when I look back on these things, they put them in an era to learn where they can manage. So they are out there with the goats. Only for goats, not 100 goats. So at the end of certain time, Christmas especially and August, especially Christmas, they rounds up the best rams and will sell them, right? And whatever clothes they need or whatever they need, they'll purchase it for them. They raise the nice cows and they treat the cows them so nice. Like the cows know them so much like our dog would know its owner. And then they sell it to the butcher. They have the farm with so many vegetables and things because they see where their brain is at and they excel in the whole farming or the fishing or whatever area. They go to sea and they catch some nice pretty fish. And you and I go and buy the fish. We claim that we have education. We don't have the skill to go there and catch a fish. I can't even swim or dive. And they go down, go out far out into the sea, 6, 7, 10 miles. And they will dive and catch the pretty fishes that we want and come ashore and sell us. Right? But I realize you would not see a person who is so academically inclined and brilliant wants to go and take up those type of skill jobs. They may do fishing for fun. Fishing is nice, it's a nice fun, but they will not take it up. They may have an industry organized where they set it up where they are the owner, but they employ persons to do certain things. You know? So, but back in the days, it was mainly those persons who were slow learners, who were always the skilled ones. But now persons are moving up because they realize that it's best to have a skill. Best to have a skill. No matter what. If you're in the house, you must probably can cook. That's in the event of anything, I have to go somewhere and sell some soup or some food or whatever, or open a business, sell some burgers or something. You know what you're doing. Because sometimes a person can go on a mall, and open up and do a little, start the little business, pastry or whatever. You can't wait till you go open the mall. That's it, you're going to practice to make the bun and the bread and the cakes and the puddings and the pies. You have to be learning it before. And make it tasty so a person will come to your store and buy it. So you would have what? You would have learned it from someone, maybe online, but if you even learn it online, you have to have somebody to taste the things that you bake or cook. Because you of your own self cannot be the only, you make the thing and you taste it and it will taste good, but you want another person's opinion. So you start to do a little thing, until when you see it's good, you do your little survey with it and you see it's going off. You're ready now. Then you can go and set up the business, get a place to lease, and you know how the rest of it goes. So I encourage persons, don't become weary and sad. You will feel away, yes, but try to push yourself. Look at the area you want to go into, because as I say, food seems to be one of the most well sought after area, but the food has to be palatable. It has to be nice. It's no cost. You will not get any customer. Nobody's going to come back. They come one time and they're gone. They don't come back. Right? So try, man. Get a skill. Guys, get a skill. I like to cook, but I never cook to sell. I like to bake, but I never bake to. Well, I normally bake cakes and sell. Yes, long time ago, some couple years ago, but some 10 years ago. But for me now to go and say I'm going to do something like that, I would have to go and get my practice again, man, because of what? People change. Those persons I'm accustomed to, they are not around anymore. I'm not around them. So I would have to use different things, different people, and and try. So, guys, whatever it is, don't be discouraged. As I say, I've been listening to the news and persons all around the world, they are out of jobs and they are being laid off or places are closing down. Don't put it on your head so you become mentally challenged and you become nobody in society. Just try to tell yourself, before it actually comes onto me, let me try and identify a skill that I can live by. If I have my family, I can help them. And if it's me alone, I can help myself. If it means that I have to pay, it will help to pay a mortgage or your rent or something. You work toward. Don't wait until when you're actually out of the job. That time you don't have no thinking of wanting to do anything like that. You don't have no. You just want to get another job. You understand, guys? So that's my little bit tonight. I'm going to finish for the close. I'm not going to my bed yet. But I said, let me leave this for last and share with you, encourage. And when I encourage you, I'm encouraging me too. I'm not just encouraging you because we are all in this thing together. We are all one family. When one person is not happy, we all should have that feeling of wanting to share and to help. That's why when I do my live, I like when persons, they don't have to tell me their personal story, but they can share something about what is happening in the world today, right? So, guys, I'm going to leave you now, and I'm going to wish you all a very pleasant evening. Have a good rest, and thank you for inviting me into your space and giving me a chance to share. And I do hope I touch somebody who will really try to see how best they can think about some of these points. Think if you maybe you know somebody who will be going through something and need a little help, don't pass them by. Share a little thought with them. So remember to do what now? You can go back and you can all watch my live. The videos are there, guys. Subscribe to the channel, man. And share. Write a comment. Write a comment, man. Because I like when you comment, when you comment, it helps me to even do even more to share, to get to do, because when I do the research, I don't want to research for you. It helps me too because it widens my brain. Right? So catch you around again, guys. Bye.